NectarzWithin, all about mind, life, and soul enhancement. Welcome, Miss Gowri. I'm so pleased to have you here. And how are you today?
I'm great, Kiran. How are you? And it's wonderful to be a part of your Nectar's journey.
Thank you so much. I got to know a lot about you. Probably the promo might have spoken a lot, but I strongly believe you're more than that. And the knowledge that you have, the insights that you have for audience and viewers will be enormous. And today is a right day for us and how we are going to, you know, inspire our audience and people out there together. Thank you so much for your time for doing this wonderful job.
Thank you, Kiran. It's my pleasure too. I'm really humbled.
Before we even get to entire details one by one, there's something I knew about you. That is, you are known as Gowri, and you have another name, Kade Gowri, which means a storyteller. Let's start with the story that you like to tell.
Well, Kiran, I have a lot of stories, ranging from a 5-year kid to 50-year-old, 60-year-old, even 90-year-old people. So I can listen to any level as far as stories are concerned. And I have one story within me which I really love, that is to know one's worth. I call it Know Your Worth. The story begins like this. There's a large gathering and there's a head man who's there. He shows a 500 rupee note, a new 500 rupee note, and says, "Yes, how many of you want this?" Then everybody in the crowd will put up their hands. Now that person crushes the 500 rupee note and says, "Now that it is crushed, tell me how many of you want." And again, everybody will put up their hands and say they want. And this fellow makes it very dirty, crushed, and he says, "It's so dirty, it's all crushed. Do you still want the 500 rupee note?" Everybody says yes. Which means the rupee that is crushed or the rupee which is dirty has got its own worth. Likewise, people like us, we do have our own worth and we have to realize our worth. You may be insulted. You may be crushed like the 500 rupee note. You would have undergone a lot of shame. You would have undergone a lot of disappointments in life. You would have been insulted by many people. Yet, you should know your worth. Nobody can put you down unless you put yourself down. So this is the moral of the story. So this I keep telling to myself. Anytime somebody, insults me or somebody speaks bad of me or, somebody disappoints me, I never take anything to my head. I say, I know my worth. So that is the story of 500 rupee note. And I think this will be useful for everybody, right?
Exactly. Especially the ending was, it's so beautiful. Like, it's not about others, it's about until we consider ourselves. What we consider about ourselves is what matters. So that's really inspiring. Thank you so much for this grand opening of our podcast. And here comes the following question from your answer. You told the entire world might say, "Hey, you are worthless," but in your according to your story, until you accept it, your worth, you can keep going. You can prove not only the world to yourself, but you can start living as you like to. And is there any incident that resonated with this specific model in your life that you like to tell?
Yes, Kiran. Um, Probably the negative motivations in my life turned out to be positive. So that's how my first degree started. I was born in a family where we were 8 of us, and my sisters got married at their earlier age, and none of them were educated also. I mean, none of them even got a basic degree. I wanted to get a basic degree, but fortunately or unfortunately, my parents wanted to get me married, and I was not able to get even my first degree. So, again, when an alliance was sought for me, I had to wait for 2 years without even going to college. But then, when the present alliance was sought out, I only requested them to postpone the wedding and see that I get married at least during the final year so that I will get at least my first degree. So that's how I got my first degree. That was by, what do you say? I had a little bit of pressure also to prove the others that, after discontinuing for 2 years and 3 years, getting back to the degree, forgetting all the fundamentals, going to college, when my classmates were in the third year and I was just in the first year, that really gave me a lot of inferiority complex also. Coping up with the foundation, and I was into the science stream, and chemistry was a myth for me after a break. But still, I wanted to prove my worth. By force, I had to prove myself and come out with flying colors. And I did come out with flying colors in BSc, received a medal from the minister, the then minister H.V. Hande, and that gave me a lot of self confidence. That gave me my worth. I knew my worth there. Yes, Gowri can do anything even after discontinuing the studies. So that made me get into MSc. And my first degree, when I came with my first degree and with the medal, my parents really felt very proud of me. And they did encourage me when I was doing MSc and MPhil by looking after my children, especially my sister in law. In spite of looking after her own children, she used to look after my children also. And my parents used to encourage me. And that's how I did my MSc, my MPhil, B.Ed and all the other degrees. So there's a little of, what do you say, not a little, there's a lot of hard work behind every degree of mine. Like balancing the family, balancing the children, balancing the in-laws, balancing the parents, everything was there. Yet, the goal was there, the vision was there, I should complete successfully. That was the only goal in my mind. And education itself was a diversion for me. So that was the time I got into books. That was the time I recognized my worth. Yes, Gowri, you're worth all this. You can, you will, you must. So again, my mantra is I can, I will, I must. And that mantra I've been following till date. I know I can, I know I will, and I know I should or must. So that is my mantra in life.
Wow. Like in the specific answer, there have been a lot of amazing, bumps here and there. And overall, it's so amazing as well. There are three things I have seen. The first thing, in this current world, people, they talk more about positivity, positivity. But what you actually told was you used a negative motivation for the upliftment. So you use the very negativity into positivity. So what is your insights behind that? So that will be my first question. Maybe I will come later on. And secondly, you spoke about your mantra, right? So it's a sort of affirmation. So how did that design you? And probably what your take on that specific affirmation? How it looks simple, but that designed your entire life. So what is your take on that?
So negative motivation is always by force. One is by force, the other is by fame. Unless you force yourself to achieve something, you cannot achieve, right? And the other one is unless you put in efforts, you cannot. So putting in efforts, forcing yourself. Now forcing yourself and proving yourself to the society also is important once you take up something with sincerity, right? So your negative becomes positive once you are successful for the first time. So that's how I was successful for the first time. For the very first time when I was successful, I knew my worth and I thought, yes, I can. Let people tell whatever they want. Let people say she may not even get a degree and she's not worth getting even a degree. But still, when I was able to come out with flying colors in my first degree, I took up every negative to be a positive one. Every negative comment to be a positive one. I was pregnant when I was doing MSc, final year. And during the early stages of pregnancy, people said, no, don't go to college. Or neighbors and everybody said, no, you're pregnant, don't go to college, just continue your studies. I said, nothing doing. I will, I should, I must complete my MSc degree. So, during the last stages of pregnancy, even during the, just say around 1 month before my delivery, we had Vivavasi. I had to come all the way from Chennai, attend Viva, and then get back. So, this determination and grit is very important in life. The
Very
determination,
well.
once you take up something, you should do it. And number two is, you once you decide to do something, your effort from your side is also very important. No, they say God, what do you say? God helps those who help themselves, right?
Exactly.
Shall I tell you a story behind this
Yeah,
again?
please
A
go ahead.
small
Yeah.
story.
Yeah.
A small story. It's a small village, and in a village, a man wanted money from lottery tickets. So every day he used to go to the mountain top and pray to God and say, oh God, please give me money. I want money in lottery tickets. So he prayed like this for 25 years, and one day God appeared before him. He was so excited and happy, he was spellbound and he did not know what to say. He just said, oh God, at last you have appeared before me and you have come to answer my prayers. Oh God, thank you so much. So, what is it that you have been praying for? Then he said, oh God, I want money in lottery tickets. Then God asked, okay, I'll give you money, but have you ever bought the lottery ticket? Then he says, no, I have not bought lottery tickets so far. Then God says, the small effort of buying the lottery ticket, if you have not done, how do you expect me to help you? I cannot help you if you don't take effort from your side.
True. Very
Right?
true.
So God
Exactly.
helps those who help themselves. So
Exactly.
effort must be from our sides, only then we can be successful.
Very
Do
true.
you agree,
Very true.
Kiran?
Very much, ma'am. So put on your answer for it. It's all about the negative motivation is something like a fuel for your actual journey and that you take towards your life. And the force that you speak, if I'm right, is about your goal that you desire upon, right? Is that what you mean about
Yes.
force? Yeah. So
Yes.
if it's like a rocket, if you want to just go skyrocketing, all you need is propelling of fire. That's what you mean as a negative energy, which launches up
Yes.
above the sky. And your
Yes.
story is awesome. And also, be there to do anything. Just take the action, and God say, that's a very real thing. Just take action, and eventually, the universe or the God helps you and just makes things happen. Thank you so much, ma'am. And now, this follow-up question, or a sister brother question in a funny way. You told you have this mantra: I will, I can, I must. If I'm right, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. It sounds simple, but how this shaped you as affirmation, and what is your take on affirmation, and what do you like to tell to audience on the power of simple affirmation, how that could turn their life enormously beautiful?
I follow this technique called the visualization technique.
Okay.
I visualize things. I visualize things. I visualize myself in front of me, another Gowri in front of me. I
Okay.
visualize myself. I talk to myself. I will say this Gowri can do this. This Gowri is capable of doing, and this Gowri will do it. This is one. The other one is self affirmation. Self affirmation is something very important which works like magic. If I say I will do it come what may. Never look at anything around you. Never look at anything which is around you which is going to disturb you. I will. I can is again the self confidence. I must is again your positivity or your affirmative which says you will do it. If this can is there, if this should is there, obviously you will also do it, right? So
Wonderful.
all these three sentences are interconnected. I will
Very
do it. Yes, I will do. If I take up something and if I have to do it, I will do it. I should do it. I must do it. And these affirmative sentences have helped me throughout my life. Talking to myself, telling me, yes, I can do it and I will do it. Well, this talking to oneself is something, is something which I like, Kiran. I like talking to myself.
That's an
I like talking to myself.
awesome toolkit.
I
Yeah,
like talking to myself, yeah. And even if there's any problem to be faced, I come out of myself, I visualize myself, talk to myself, and bring me back inside.
that's actually
As I'm talking
awesome.
to a third person. So, talking to oneself is also very effective, I would say.
It's
Talking to oneself, talking to one's body is very important. Because body is God given. Every part of the body is given by God, right?
true.
So at night, before going to bed, I think all of us should thank our body. There are people without eyes, so thank God for the eyes He's given us. There are people without, hands. Thank God for giving us legs, breath, and the whole of today has been so successful for us without falling sick. So, thank every part of the body before going to bed. Say thank you. And if you have really overworked one day, like mentally, or probably have been writing and strained your shoulders or something, say sorry to your body. That will work out. Say sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. In my right hand, I'm so sorry. I gave you a lot of work today by writing. Tomorrow, I'll give you rest and all that. Start pampering your body. Start talking to every part of your body. That really works wonders.
Exactly. That's even it was proven in certain scientific researchers, like how our body is made up of water, 90%, 80 percentage, and the water body. You are from biology, so I'm just trying to ask him. So if you're angry, our cells would be like disfigured. If you're happy, it will be perfectly figured in a form, kind of it. So talking to our body is like being kind to our body, which eventually helps us to be in a form that soothes us and keeps everything settled. So is there something also scientifically what you would like to correlate somewhere else?
Yes, Kiran, let me tell you one more thing. During this COVID time,
Yeah,
everybody went for these immune injections.
yeah,
And after the immune injections, they fell sick. They had fever also for a day or two, right?
yeah,
Yes? Huh?
yes, yes,
After the immune injection was administered. So at that time, again, I spoke to my body. I said, don't worry, dear. There is some foreign body getting into your body that's not going to harm you. That is for your own good. So take care. Try to adjust. I'm so sorry there is a foreign body getting inside. But dear, that is only for your good.
very
So
nice.
this I kept talking to my body. I'm so sorry that's going to cause you discomfort. Please try to adjust and all that. So when that was spoken, I did not fall sick like others. Though I had mild fever, I did not fall sick like others.
That's a very, very, very interesting and thought-provoking analogy. Like, consider if we have a kid who is restless, we try to, make them calm. We just try to,
Yeah,
ensure things are okay for them with all the friendly words and consoling words. But we don't actually do that with ourselves. So it's again falling on a very category of self-care. Actually,
yeah,
talking to yourself from third person point of view, as how you said, will be a wonderful tool for evolving in our self relationship, the relationship which we have ourselves. That's so wonderful, insights. Thank you.